Welcome to the wanderings and ponderings of a Wobblegob, a lover of all things stitched. Hi, I'm Anne, aka Handmade, a mum, wife, teacher and artist living and working in Yorkshire in the UK. From a young age I've been known as a Wobblegob, a term my mum gave me due to my continuous chatting about nothing as a child. And yes, this has stuck with me, and now I'm sharing the things that go round in my brain, my wanderings and ponderings and all things stitched, in my vlog. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello everybody, I hope you are well on this lovely Wednesday. The light is not that brilliant in my shed because the sun's actually out. Woo! Spring has finally made it to Brighouse, West Yorkshire, so I hope wherever you are all well. This is quite a quick Wobblegob today because obviously I think it's only a week since I did my last one, but I thought I'd just pop in and say hello, and I just need to mention one big thing and then a couple of mini things. So this weekend we went off to Perth. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that I went up to the gathering up in Perth, which was amazing. We went little adventure. I will post some bits after this little bit of a video, and again, you don't have to watch it, but if you fancy watching it, you can do. We went to, I don't know where we stayed the first night. First night we stayed just inside Scotland. Then on Friday I went to see Ali Ferguson. Popped up to her beautiful cottage. I could just move in. I'm surprised I left actually. I could really have just stopped. I don't think Ali would be that chuffed with that. But anyway, and I got to see the purple thread shed, which was as beautiful as I thought. I'll post a couple of pictures after this. Oh, somebody's ringing me. I'll get back to you. Hang on. Sorry about that. Note to self, turn phone off. Yes, so I went to Ali's, went to the purple thread shed, which was as beautiful. Got Ali to sign the book, which was just lovely. Spent the morning there. And then we were driving from there up to Perth, and I'd seen this on Instagram. Somebody had been, it's this mine that's just off the, I think it's the M90. As you're driving past, it looks like a couple of nipples on a hill. But it's called the Spiral or the Walnut Whip. Anyway, it's a disused mine that a guy had commissioned an artist. It was going to be the size of 700 football pictures. It was meant to be this amazing art sculptural installation all about the area and the mine and stuff like this. Anyway, they ran out of money, so it just sort of froze, but you can go and walk around it. So we did a little bit of a walk up onto the top. Absolutely beautiful. Shame really it wasn't actually finished, because I think it would have been quite stunning. So whether or not it'll ever get off the ground again, I don't know. And then we headed off up to Perth, got set up. The gathering on Saturday was fabulous. Thank you so much to everybody that popped by and said hello. Lovely to see some of the people from summer school there and see projects. Well done to those people that had finished their project from summer school or from a workshop when I was up with the Perth group. And I've been invited back next year, so it's going to be in Stirling next year, which is kind of exciting. And then we drove down to a little place called St Abbs, coming back down on the coast, which we then found out, because as you drove through it said twinned with the new Asgard, and I was like, oh Robert, that's like the Avengers film. Anyway, we found out afterwards it was where they filmed part of the Avengers film, the new Asgard, when they'd landed back on Earth, and that's where they set up Asgard. And then we had to go and watch the films just to make sure. It was quite interesting to see how they filmed it from different angles, because roads that they came in on you knew they couldn't have done because it was a harbour wall coming out of the sea. Anyway, so that was kind of cute. And then next morning we got up and drove down to Holy Island, which then the beautiful weather that we'd had in Scotland just finally gave up, and it was quite wet, but I couldn't go past Holy Island without having a drive out and just having a little bit of a walk round. Yeah, so actually to say that we left on Thursday at about 4 and got back on Sunday about 5ish, we packed a lot into our little mini adventure, so that was really exciting. So I'm back now and it's full on with my exhibition, so that's what I wanted to talk to everybody about today. I've got, if you've not noticed, I've got an exhibition coming up at the end of the month. I'm panicking a little bit because I've got lots to do still for it, but one of the things that I did want to do as part of the exhibition, you all know my love of stitch and sharing it, and I have talked about before how I can remember probably, I'm not one of these people whose grandparents have like passed down stitching from generation to generation, but my mum was very practical, loved stitching, sewing, knitting, crochet, flower arranging, pitch, was very practical. And one of the things that I do remember from when I was little was they'd sit around the kitchen table and they were doing an altar cloth that I think is still in the church at Silkstone. And I can just remember these ladies sitting around drinking drinks, cups of tea and stuff like that. I think now we'd be having a gin and tonic or a glass of wine. But they were drinking tea and having cake and chatting and doing their stitching. And it's one of the things that I wanted to do within my exhibition, but understand that not everybody can get to Huddersfield. So I'm going to invite you to create a piece and send it to me that I can then add to my cloth. So I've got a really, really big old tablecloth that it has got areas that have been darned and repaired, and we're going to stitch actually into it. But I thought it'd be quite nice if people wanted to make a bit and send it to me. So the middle, this is the middle bit, you can't really see it, but in a neutral thread, the quote that I have in the middle, or the bit that I've written, is, "This piece represents a tribe or gathering of like-minded souls to share the act of sewing as a process of emotional repair," because that's one of the things that my exhibitions is all about, this idea that using stitch to mend the holes and things like that have been left in people's life, when it could just be a little hole, or it might be something that's been quite monumental. And this all came about from me doing my Donna Watson course last year and realising that I've always used circles within my work, and the hole in mine initially was, when I was looking at it, was about my mum. So I lost my mum, oh gosh, how old's Harriet? Oh God, Harriet's 22 on Friday. So on Friday, unfortunately, she passed away on Harriet's first birthday. So on Friday, I will have not seen my mum now for 21 years. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, gosh. It only seems like yesterday as well. And she was a massive part of my life. If she'd have been alive now, she'd have been part of the tribe. She'd have been with me everywhere. Yeah, that's just hit me. I normally let myself think about my mum the day before Harriet's birthday, because it's not fair to Harriet. But yeah, 21 years, blimey. So as if I'm doing something that I saw my mum doing maybe 45 years ago. So this is quite a big piece for me. So it'd be lovely if people wanted to take part. So what do you need to do? You're going to stitch a little bit of something, but I want it to be quite, not specific, but I want to set some rules to what's going on. So these are the rules. Maximum size, 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres, because I'd like to get as many on here as possible, and I want to keep it neutral. The idea with this is when the healing goes on and the repairing goes on, it fits in with life and it becomes part of life. So I want them to become part of the cloth. So what I'll be doing is I'll be patching them onto the bigger piece. So to use a neutral background, so you can see it's an old piece of linen that I've got that actually quite aptly had a square big repair in the middle, which is what I've done the text on. So that's in the middle of the piece. So it could be just a neutral piece of fabric that you've got. It doesn't have to be anything special, but if you had, I don't know, a bit of a tablecloth or a doily or a napkin, or just something maybe that has got a bit of history to it, but it does need to be neutral, not patterned or anything like that. And then using a neutral thread, like I've done here, is to create your circle. So your circle could be whole and complete. It could be an open circle. My open circle, I use that to represent a hug, because it's like arms coming round and giving you a hug. Or it might be a broken circle. It might not be totally joined up. And it could just be that you stitch just a circle. It might be that the hole is filled. It could be an appliqued circle onto another one. It could be patched on. It could be reverse applique. It could be a couched thread. It could be just a big stitch that goes in and out. So for part of my exhibition, obviously I've got lots of holes in everything that's going on. So different things that I've got with holes. I've got some fabric waste that had holes in it, and I've got these ones here that have been filled with French knots. It could be a reverse appliqued hole. I've got one here where I've just drawn a hole on, just drawn a circle and just filled it with a seed stitch. There's one here where the seed stitch is in the background, so there's one there as well. So you've got that idea of positive and negative space. There's a circle there that's just made out of French knots. It might be that you have something circular that you want to put on it. I have these ones here. So I've got that one there, that's a crocheted circle. These are wrapped rings. I've got Suffolk puffs on there. These ones here are circles that are trapped between two pieces of fabric. So these are some of the pieces that I've got on exhibition, or that I will have on exhibition. This one here is actually a fabric that has circles, so you could use that. And then here I've got like French knots that have sort of made part of a circle but not a full circle. So I know you've got loads and loads of different ideas, but the main thing is that it has to be neutral, no colour at all, because when I put them into the piece I want it to be this idea of our tribe and gathering. We're like coming together as one. So if you would like to send me a piece, here is my address. So it's number 7 Rastrick Common, Brighouse HD 63EL. If possible to arrive before the 24th of this month. That's the day that my exhibition opens, and I would like to get a few of them stitched onto it, but I will add any that come after that date, and I'm going to be working on this. So anybody that's coming to the sit and stitch sessions, this is the piece we're going to be working on. So if you wanted to work on a bit and bring it with you, and then you can attach it, or you can just come and work directly onto the piece of fabric. So there we go. That's it. It's quite apt actually that I'm doing that this week. Yeah. So there we go. That's my wobble gob for this week. So if you do fancy stitching me a little piece, please feel free. I'll put the information on the YouTube bit and my Ko-fi page. And you can just email me if you've got any questions. So there we are. I hope everybody is well and safe, and yeah, take this moment just to remember any holes in your life that might be missing. Make a piece for them and come and add it to my piece. So that's me signing out. So I'll add a few pictures of the weekend that we had if you fancy watching it. If you don't, it's fine. But that's me signing out. Love, kisses and hugs to everybody.